All right, so today we're going to dive into a really beautiful piece of writing. It's all about something every single one of us does. Trying to map out the future while we're stuck right here in the present. It's about planning, it's about chance, and really it's about the stories we tell ourselves to make any sense of it all. Okay, let's get into it. So our story kicks off in a place that's probably super familiar to a lot of you, the morning commute. You can just picture it, right? A train car filled with that very specific kind of quiet. Everybody's in their own little bubble. Coats zipped up, headphones in, just staring at their phones. It's this space we all share, but we've all agreed not to really share it.
And boom, just like that, with 3 little words, that whole silent agreement is shattered. This line, this is the starting pistol. It's the arrival of the one person who's about to pop every single one of those personal bubbles.
So yeah, this first part is all about that moment, that interruption. It's amazing how one person's voice, one person's energy, can just completely hijack the vibe of a public space and pull a bunch of strangers right into their world, whether they want to be there or not. What's so great here is how this woman is described. She doesn't just talk. Her voice owns the space. She's just full of energy, totally unstoppable, and she basically starts performing her life story for her friend, and by default, for the entire train. Her whole life is just spilling out into the quiet. So, what was she even talking about? Let's get into that. Because this wasn't just random chatter. Our narrator starts to realize this woman is doing something that feels both totally bizarre and kind of familiar. She's planning out the future, like in minute detail. And I mean, look at this list. She's getting into the nitty-gritty. Coordinating family, looking up hotel prices, scheduling a whole summer vacation. She is, literally, mapping July, while it's still cold, dark December. There's this incredible confidence to it, this certainty that just feels so loud on a quiet morning train. And this right here, this is the question at the very heart of this whole thing. The narrator is watching this masterclass in future planning and asking, is this actually comforting? Does it give her a sense of control? Or is it all just an illusion we build to make ourselves feel better? And, the text hints that it's probably a little bit of both. Okay, so now the perspective does this brilliant flip. We zoom out of the stranger's loud, future-obsessed world, and we zoom right into the narrator's quiet, right here, right now world. It's a totally different way of trying to find some order in all the chaos. This slide just lays it out perfectly, doesn't it? On one side, you have the stranger. It's a public performance, it's all about long-term certainty, about mapping out what's to come. And then on the other side, you've got our narrator. It's all happening inside, an inner monologue, finding stability in these small, everyday rituals that just anchor you to the now. 2 totally different ways of being, happening feet from each other. And these are the narrator's rituals. See? They're not huge or ambitious. They're tiny, real things. Coffee simmering on the stove, the toast getting a little too burnt, watering a plant that just refuses to be happy. These little moments aren't about trying to control next summer. They're about being grounded in the reality of today. They're the soft edges of a life that, mostly behaves. But right when it seems like the narrator has drawn this thick line in the sand between her and me, something shifts. The story goes from a place of, quiet annoyance to this moment of totally unexpected connection and empathy. This is the sentence that changes everything. The stranger says this out loud, and suddenly all her loud, aggressive planning, it's not about being arrogant anymore. It's about this deep, totally universal feeling. I mean, who hasn't felt that? That ache, that need for the next year to just be better? It's a moment of pure, raw, shared humanity. So the whole idea of planning gets completely reframed here. It stops being just about logistics and booking flights. You realize that, at its core, planning is really just an act of hope. It's the belief that, June will get here, and our friends and family will be there with us, and that a better future isn't just a fantasy. It's something we can actually try to build. And then there's this other killer realization. The narrator realizes that the stranger's loud storytelling and their own quiet mental rehearsals before a tough phone call, they're basically the same thing. They both come from the same need, the need to put a story, a coherent narrative, on a life that feels, pretty incoherent most of the time. Okay, so let's get to our final section and see where this all lands. How does this chance encounter on a train actually change things for our narrator? Because that story doesn't just disappear when they get off at their stop. It sticks with them. I just love this. It's such a quiet, perfect ending. The narrator, feeling inspired by this stranger, actually opens their own calendar and pencils in a trip for July. But then, you know how it is, doubt creeps in. They erase it, and finally they find a middle ground, a little compromise between that fearless certainty and their own cautious reality. They write it in again, just a little bit smaller. It's a perfect negotiation with the universe.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, right? A question to take with us. What plans have you made? What plans have you erased and then rewritten? We all do this. We all have these dreams we pencil in, the doubts that make us wipe them away, and then the hope that makes us write them back down again, even if they're a little smaller than before. It's just the beautiful, messy, totally human way we all try to map our own futures.